Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Danny, the Wicked Awesome Gardener, here in the Wicked Awesome Garden, and I'm really excited because today we are going to be harvesting a whole lot of food. I've been waiting for this garden to really get into full swing of production, and now it's time to kind of reap some of the rewards of all the work that I put in this spring, building this garden from scratch. I gotta say, not everything went according to plan, but I'm pretty excited with the way a lot of things turned out. Not everything worked, but what did was pretty cool. And there's just so much food. I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do with some of it. So we're gonna go around and I'm just gonna harvest a whole bunch and take you through. And then I think a couple videos this week are gonna be what I'm doing with this harvest. Like, I know I'm really excited for what I'm doing with the eggplant and zucchini, tomato. I'm just excited about a lot of things, but there is a lot out here for such a small garden that I get to harvest today. I wish it was okra. We're not quite there yet, but it grows so fast. Maybe tomorrow we get a short, or at least a video of a couple minutes long of me trying my first okra ever. So we'll see if we actually like it, and I hope I do because I planted like 10 plants. So hopefully I like it. I can't imagine that I wouldn't. So let's go ahead and see what there is in the garden to harvest. I brought a big bowl and I'm starting to think it might not be enough. There are tons of beans here and I'm not going to pick them all, but you can see I've been waiting for them to change color, but they're starting to get a little too mature for eating as a snap bean. If I don't pull them now, it's just going to be hopeless. I like them as snap beans more than I do shelling beans, so I'm going to harvest a bunch of these, and we'll leave some that are still developing on the vines. Out of all the Cherokee Trail of Tears beans that I got, this is the only one that changed color, and I don't think it was exposure to sunlight because it's been hiding here under these vines the whole time and under the leaves, but that is pretty. I thought they were supposed to be darker, but it's still pretty cool. Well, I've made a dent, but there's still quite a lot of beans on this trellis. Oh my goodness. But I've been picking for a good solid 10 minutes. I've overflowed the bowl just about, and yikes. If I pick any more, we won't be able to eat them before they go bad, and I only have a limited amount of time this week to be able to preserve them, so I've decided to leave some on. Maybe do another pick tomorrow, maybe find some people to give some of these extra beans to. Look at it, this is the biggest mixing bowl I have, and it's completely full of beans. Woohoo! But there are other things that I really wanted to harvest today, so let's go take a look at those. Like these eggplants, especially this one. I'm just gonna reach in and cut it. Woo, that's a big one. I need to get some actual gardening shears instead of having to use my kitchen shears, but oh, look at this Rosa Bianca eggplant. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty and purple. Decent size. This is going in something really delicious. Let's see, there are some of the mini patio baby eggplant here that I'm going to harvest as well. Just a couple, because the others are still pretty small. These are adorable little fairy eggplants. This plant came from the seeds of a mini patio baby eggplant that I grew on my porch last year. What I didn't realize at the time is that this variety is a hybrid, so the seeds wouldn't produce true to type. And they did produce similar fruit, but it's definitely not as productive, not even close. So I'm thinking I probably won't grow it again. I'll just get the original plant from Home Depot or something like that, or get seeds to grow my own. But I'm thinking actually I prefer the larger eggplant anyway. So that's probably what I will grow in the future. And if I ever have to grow on a porch again, I will get the original mini patio baby instead of growing from my seeds. But it still did all right. There's still a few more on here. It's still producing flowers. It's just not as prolific. That's the trick with saving seed. You never know when you save seed from a hybrid what you're going to get. These, however, these are Rosa Bianca. This is a Black Beauty. Those are all heirloom varieties. I could save seed from this and grow the same, except it's in here with these other two varieties, and who knows if this is cross-pollinated or not. It wouldn't affect this fruit, but it would affect the next generation, so what would grow from the seeds. I am going to do a video later this week on how I'm going to ensure that I get true to type seed from these plants, even though they're mixed in, and we'll get to that next week, and I'll show you how I make that happen. The Black Beauty seems to be producing well also. I'm going to grab just one from that because they are setting a whole bunch of fruit. These are a bit smaller. I maybe harvested this a little early, but it hasn't seemed to grow much more, and eggplant are really edible from the time they're small up until they're full grown, and the worst thing is to let them go overripe. So harvesting this a little early, not so bad. These peppers have done so well. Look at this! I have my first Lutschauer pepper. Look at that. I'm really excited for this because I'm going to be trying to make my own paprika this year, which means I'm going to dry these, grind them, and powder them into paprika. It's going to be a Hungarian paprika made with Lutschauer and Alma paprika peppers. I'm kind of tempted to eat this one though, just to sample it, see how it tastes, because it's not like I have any shortage of Lutschauer peppers this year. There must be another 20 peppers on these plants right now, and there's plenty of buds, so I think they're just going to continue producing like crazy. All right, you know what? Let's do a taste test. I'm told these are a bit spicy. I don't really like spice, but oh, we're gonna try it anyway. Here we go. Ooh, that is delicious. There is a bit of heat to it, but not like burn your tongue heat. Oh, this is gonna make some great paprika. Oh, you pretty babies are gonna make a delicious Hungarian goulash in just a couple of months. Oh, yes, you are. Delicious. And I'm gonna save the seeds from this. I'm gonna take that upstairs right now. I'm gonna do that, and I'll make a video for you just to show you how I do it. It's super easy to save pepper seeds. Easiest thing in the world. I'm gonna be able to grow a ton of these next year. Here's my Alma paprika pepper. I am gonna harvest that one and leave the other to grow, and hopefully we'll get lots more of those. I'd like to try that one, but I only got a few, so I'm gonna hold off on sampling them until I'm ready to use them for the paprika. We'll just go ahead and dry that. The jalapenos seem to be turning color a bit. I think I'm gonna leave those on for now. I'm gonna make a salsa this weekend, but I can leave those on there. But there are a good amount of jalapenos growing here. This poor pepper plant is so weighed down by its one pepper that it fell over. So we're gonna rescue it. Here's my first purple pepper. And I think we're gonna take it into the sun so we can see how pretty it is, because right here it looks black. It still looks pretty black, but I can see the purple in it. That's cool. I love it. I'm gonna have to save seed and grow some more of these. I was very sad when I saw this plant because I thought the one that I thought was a purple beauty was actually another lute shower, but no, look at that. It just looks really strange. That grew very fast. And it's not really the shape of a bell pepper, and I wonder if maybe this seed came from something that was cross-pollinated. I don't know. I'm gonna let it grow a little bit longer because it just got this big very fast, so I'm gonna let it stay. We'll see what some of these other flowers give us when it grows. And now for the big leagues, the tomatoes. This Juliet tomato plant has produced so much. I've been snacking off it for days, but now it's time for an actual harvest. You know, I was thinking I might not even do the, oh goodness, I dropped it. The Juliet tomato again, just because they are so small. But I don't know, I might do that instead of a cherry tomato because these are still great snack size, but they aren't as prone to bursting as a cherry tomato is when you get a good rain. So, I don't know, I mean, they are extremely prolific. I'll tell you guys, I don't even have the words to tell you how much I appreciated this season in my garden. I've always ever gotten to, my parents had a garden when I was a kid, but it was their garden and I didn't really feel much emotional connection to it. It was theirs, it was their work, their hands, and I was just made to work in it sometimes, as kids often reluctantly are. But when I started my porch garden a couple of years ago, I really finally got it. I got the connection. And it was great, but I always had much bigger dreams. I wanted to grow more food. I wanted to eat more of my own food, stuff I didn't have to go to the grocery store for, something where I knew what went into growing it, something that was fresh and as flavorful as it could possibly be. Like, I mean, like this tomato. Look at that. Like, I know Jess from Roots and Refuge has said it a million times, and I've repeated it on this channel, how right she was. Store-bought tomatoes taste like disappointment. This is juicy and delicious and sweet and that little acidity. And you just don't get that from store-bought tomatoes that are trucked in. They're, you know, usually grown in a greenhouse and trucked in and picked too ripe so that they're not too soft when they get to you. Or, nope, this is perfection right here. Also, this season brought me to YouTube, and it's introduced me to all of you, and that has been great too. I've made some fabulous friends through this gardening journey. I've learned a lot of things. I've learned a whole lot about editing videos and all that goes into that, which has been great. All of that experience allowed me to make that beautiful tribute video for my precious Beau. His ashes are back, by the way, so he's coming home tomorrow when I go pick up from the vet. But yeah, I just can't tell you how grateful I am for all of you, for all of this. This is amazing. This cherry bomb plant is literally an explosion of cherry tomatoes. And there is so much more on it. It's growing up the trellis all the way to the top. Pretty soon it's going to be no squash vines and all tomatoes. I think that back there is a mortgage lifter. I'm not gonna harvest it quite yet. Let it turn a little bit more. But look at this spaghetti squash. The vine that it's on is dying, but the actual vine here hasn't quite ripened up yet. I can't really scratch the surface anymore. I want to harvest it, but I feel like it couldn't hurt to leave it on the vine a little bit more. I'm actually going to leave that. But I bet I've got some cucumbers hiding under here. Ah! There we go. Oh, that one hid from me a little bit. It's kind of fat. It's a Boston pickling. Still kind of spiky, a little fat. Vines are really growing up. This one's gone totally sideways. That's one of the Marketmore cucumbers. Let's see if we got any of those though. There's one. That'll make good pickles. There's a good one right in there. Oh, cucumbers are so spiky, both the plant and the fruit. But look at that. That's great. Oh goodness, there's another one. Ooh, if I don't harvest these, they're gonna get way too big. There's another one. I definitely do not have enough baskets to hold all this food. Oh my goodness, there's another one. This is one of the Space Master. That's delicious. Oh, and there's so many more on this vine. Oh, and another, oh my goodness. Yes, we are cucumber rich here. That's huge. Oh goodness. So many cucumber babies. This is that tomato that shall not be named. We're gonna do a taste test right now. I've actually decided to take this tomato and do a separate taste testing for it. So I'm gonna put that in a video that's probably just going to be a couple minutes long instead of part of this big, huge harvest tour. So I'm leaving a lot of these onions still in the ground, but you can see the neck has broken on a couple of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull those up, and they're going to go in a special dish. Let's see, this one too. So I didn't grow massively huge onions this year. I grew small ones, but I'm pretty excited with what I got. I thought I had avoided squash borers, but I definitely have not. So this squash plant is basically done. It's got one last zucchini on it though, so I'm gonna harvest that and call it a good season. I still have 3 summer squash plants and they're still producing, but the squash bugs have gotten to those too, so I don't think I have very long before those are done as well. We have a couple to harvest from that. Let's see. There's another one. I'll leave that one to get a bit bigger. I suppose I should pull some of these carrots and harvest some of these radishes, but honestly, it's been an hour out here. I'm hot, I'm sweaty. I gotta go to rehearsal. Maybe I'll make a couple test pulls on these tiny carrots. I'm sure they are going to be itty bitty. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty pathetic. This is what happens when you don't thin your carrots. You get tiny little carrot bites. Probably a waste of space, but it was a fun plant and fun to watch them grow. So I'll take that. I forgot to shoot it, but I got a couple of California Wonder peppers. Delicious. Check it out, guys, though. Oh, look at all those cherry tomatoes, the Juliets, the cherry bombs. We got peppers, we got eggplants, cucumbers, green beans, onions, zucchini, summer squash. I'm excited. Well, that's it from the garden today, guys. I will see you next time while we harvest more wicked awesome food from yard to table. Bye-bye.